5, 4, 3.
I don't know. We don't have when we if we take a should we do the oh my god.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't do that if it's like a split
Right.
episode.
Like,
Yeah.
should just pretend that we're still going, you know? Because
Yeah.
it's really hard to tell. If you do a seamless edit, it's hard to tell that anything happening. But if we do a countdown in the middle of it,
Yeah.
now everyone knows what we did.
So you were talking about how, you stopped drinking and everything.
Yeah.
And you got a pretty long run. Like I don't know if I've ever. You're at what, like 6 weeks?
Yeah, I'm at, I quit June 17th.
The longest I ever went without drinking, I think, was like 15 and a half years.
Oh, yeah. I see.
And I think I've strung together like a month since then. So you definitely.
Yeah.
But we were touching base on Ipecac.
The old
the,
syrup of Ipecac.
Yeah.
Yum, yum,
So
yum.
my brother, one of his best friends, had this like super redneck alcoholic neighbor, and he was a veteran. He just was holding down like a construction job, like held down a steady job, was paying for his house or whatever, had a wife.
How old was he?
I honestly don't know, but he would talk about how he never ever puked, and he would drink like half to a full handle of like Black Velvet a night, and
Sounds pretty
then
normal.
he would also brag about how like he would try to get them to gut like a chunk of fucking Kodiak. He's like, yeah, can you gut it? And they're like, why the fuck would you want to just swallow chewing tobacco? That's like guaranteed puke. He's like, I can gut half a tin of Kodiak.
That's a lot of Kodiak.
Yeah, so
the handle of whiskey I could do, but the Kodiak.
yeah, so I guess one night they were like, okay, we're gonna get him super hammered, and we're gonna get him to agree. Or I think they did it when he was sober. They were like, hey, like $500 says we buy your booze, we can get you to puke. And I think they were like, oh, do a shot of tequila, do a shot of gin, do, whatever. And he was like, there's no fucking way I'm gonna puke. Like, let's do it. Like, this is like the fucking check is already cashed. And I guess they threw like a bit of Ipecac into his cocktail at one point. And then they were hanging out, and he just at one point was like, oh, I gotta get to bed early, guys. I remember I got work tomorrow. If you gotta
lying
leave.
to them. He knows
Yeah,
exactly.
and I guess they could like hear him from like a few houses down, just like gut wrenched, vomiting. And I guess the next day, he just stopped cold turkey. He was like, I have a drinking problem. That's it. I'm out. I'm done. And he was like
That's enough to
sober for a
scare
long ass time.
He's never puked before in his life, and he's all, I just wouldn't stop. There was nothing left, and I'm like,
So I lived with this girl that I was dating, and we got 2 cats kind of together. They were hers, they were awesome cats, but we got the one, and we were like, oh, let's get a second one, so we had someone to play with. And the first one was like fat and lazy, and the second one was like rambunctious. He'd like fetch a ball.
Were they the same age?
No, they were like, the one was like 3 years old, and then the other one, no, I don't even know about 3 years old, but
Was the
Whatever.
fat one the older one?
yeah, the fat one
Trying
was
to
the
paint a
older
picture
one,
here.
and he just didn't have any of it. If the younger one would come and like try and play, he was just like, "Come on," like fuck off. But we kept the cat treats. It was like beef jerky for cats or whatever, a little like tuna. I don't know. You have to keep them refrigerated, so we kept them in the fridge. And the younger one saw us grabbing them, and if you open the fridge, he would go and he would jump in. And it was like, fuck you, dude, I'm trying to cook. Like,
I ain't got
what
time
the
for this.
fuck? So, one day we just closed the fridge on him for like 30 seconds, right?
Ooh.
And then we opened it, and he came out and he was like, oh, fuck, I'm never jumping in there again. And it lasted for like 2 or 3 weeks. And then he would start to do it again. And it was just, that was an easy fix. It was like, fucking lock him in the dark, cold fucking dungeon for 10, 15, 30 seconds, and then you let him out, and he just ran under the bed. So we were getting ready. We had like pre-gamed a little bit. We were getting ready. We were gonna walk to Sushi, which was like 10 blocks down or whatever. It was like a decent little walk.
Feeling about this story. Keep going.
He jumped in, and I closed it on him. And then we had like a drawer that would like occasionally get stuck, and I have this like weird MacGyver knack. So like I went and like fixed the drawer, and then she was like, oh, "Okay, you ready to go? Cool, let's go." Totally forgot the cat was in the fridge. Went to we walked. It was a good like 5-10 minute walk, got to sushi. There was no one there, so luckily they made it real quick. We paid, came back, I opened the fridge, and the fucking cat goes... And he like walked out and just
my God.
ran over onto the bed where it was nice and warm, and I was like, holy fuck. Could you imagine?
That would be terrifying. I always think about that in the walk-in cooler at the restaurant. Like, if I got locked in here, I just have to do push-ups till they found me.
Yeah.
Oh, God. That makes me think of the Wim Hof, though, stuff. Have you heard of him?
Mm-mm.
Go back to Joe Rogan, because I think how I would get all my information. Like, if I was on the Joe Rogan podcast, they wouldn't know what to do with me, because all the things I know are from there, you know? But yeah, this is the Iceman guy. And he, like, has a way of breathing and stuff, which I wish I...
Like they put him up to here in a thing of ice, and he's
Yeah.
just like, that's cool.
I wish I'd had that when I tried out for Navy SEALs, because that was my least favorite part of it, is the cold. That's what breaks your spirit. It's the cold, being wet and cold. It's the worst torture.
Oh, sure.
But, yeah, I always think about that in the walk-in cooler. It's trapped here for hours.
I had some buddies when I worked at AT&T. A few of them were like super into Joe Rogan, and they were talking about the deprivation chamber and how it's like almost like a acid or mushroom trip, but like without any, you know, you're just, and then like once you open it, you're like back and you're like, whoa. But there was a thing where it said if you like, you take a ping pong ball and cut it in half and put it over your eyes, and then get like noise canceling earphones, and if you like, you can emulate the same thing but just sitting like on your couch. So
Oh, really?
yeah, it the way it deprives your senses, and I think you had to like clothespin your nose or whatever. So, or you know, it was like a little thing, and it said if you played like white noise, it would like kind of enhance it. So I sent like the picture and the instructions to my buddies, and one guy was like, "Nope."
Nope.
That's just an excuse to get smacked in the balls by your buddy. Like, could you imagine if you were sitting here with like ping pong balls over your eyes? Like one of us would come up and be like, "Oh, bam!"
Oh, for sure, yeah. You don't even fall asleep in front of your friends.
Yeah,
like,
like-
you're obviously, that's meant for in your bedroom by yourself.
Well, I said like, "Hey, we should like get super baked and try this one time." And the guy was like, "That sounds like an idea to get smacked in the balls."
Yeah. Dude, even just meditating, I have a white noise thing. It's like the golden ratio or something. Like it makes a weird like om-y sound, you know. And I listen to that. I have it on my Apple iTunes or whatever. I listen to that and put like a face mask over and meditate that way. And that's a trip, man. Once you get like fairly good at it, you'll like see color patterns. Or it's like this weird that between being asleep and awake kind of thing. You know, it's a trip, dude. It's a trip.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's supposed to be good for you. It's supposed to be good for your creativity and stuff like that.
Yeah, I read that.
Yeah, like if your brain's a computer, it's like defragging.
Yeah.
You know, and you'll have more vivid dreams. Your dreams won't be so Salvador Dali-ish. Like, oh, everyone has giant heads and they talk in spaghetti. Like, whoa, well, that was a waste of time. You know, it's like more concise, like more like visions and stuff. And I realized my theory is because you already defragged your brain during the day, so it's not just like dumping stupid, useless information. You're actually, you can have like, you know, you can meander a little bit. I guess that's lucid dreaming. That's a trip. Have you ever lucid dreamed before?
Once or twice, it was fucking weird. I'm
It's
like,
really weird.
Wait a second, and then I was like, I just floated into the sky. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's not what I want to do. Oh, I got. And then I woke up. I was like, the fuck?
I had one lucid dream where right when I was about to sleep, it was like, oh, I got it, and I shut off. I somehow figured out how to shut off the visuals. So like I knew I don't know how I did it, but it was just gray, and I could feel myself floating. It was like I was floating above my body, and I could hear this weird droning sound, and I was like, holy shit, that's the freeway. Like I was like, those are cars. That's what cars sound like. It really is like Inception, like way deeper sound. And then right before I started waking up, because it's like holding a sneeze. Once you know you're dreaming, you have like a very short time. But before I started waking up, I was like, this is the best drug. It's like heroin mixed with like a good night out, while, you know what I mean, while eating cinnamon buns. Like sleeping is the best drug in the world. I'm like, oh, we're all drug addicts. We just don't remember in the morning that we just trip balls and like the best feeling. Like it's like if you know you're dreaming, it is the best feeling I've ever felt.
Dude, I had this
It's like
dream.
your soul's in a hot tub.
I had this dream the other night that someone gave me this crate of fireworks, and there were like big ass fireworks in this like huge crate, and someone was walking by and they were like, "Oh, dude, I'll trade you this guitar for some fireworks." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, you just want like half the crate?" And he was like, "No, I don't want that many." And he took like an eighth of the crate, like not even that many. And he was like, "Yeah, like you can just have this guitar." It was like a kick-ass guitar, but it was so vivid and lifelike.
Yeah.
I woke up thinking that I had a box of fireworks and a brand new guitar.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've had dreams where I could like fly and stuff. This one I was more disappointed that I didn't have a box of fireworks and a new
Yeah,
guitar.
it sucks. It sucks when good things happen in your dream and you're like, oh, that didn't happen. But when bad things happen, then you wake up, it's like a Christmas miracle,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know?
I think we should maybe incorporate like a weekly joke per episode.
A weekly joke, like a knock joke?
Yeah.
Or I guess it doesn't have
We
to
could
be that
do
specific.
a knock joke. Knock knock.
Who's there?
KGB.
KGB who?
Viva las the questions!
I always... That's actually a pretty good reaction on my part. I knew right when I said KGB who something slappy was going to happen.
But no, I was thinking I read this one. So this penguin's cruising around, and his car makes like a weird noise, and then there's some like smoke coming from it, and he's like, "Oh, motherfucker!" So he
Penguin from Batman.
no, it's just like an actual penguin, like from
Oh.
Antarctica or wherever. they
Oh,
have
okay.
fucking penguins,
I like
yeah.
this. It's a penguin.
Yes, and he drives too.
Anthropomorphic
Yeah.
penguin driving. I like this.
So he putt-putts over the mechanic, and he's